Aseza, a very good afternoon. Are you there with us?
Good afternoon to you, Alicia, and good afternoon to the viewers.
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank you so much for your time, Aseza. So the SAHRC expressing quite a lot of concern there over the current floods, of course, that have impacted Limpopo as well as Mpumalanga. You've just seen the media briefing as well around the damage, the extent of damage that was, of course, incurred at the Kruger National Park. A very good afternoon.
Good afternoon. No, thank you very much, Katie, for having us once again. Katie, I want to first and foremost to express sincere condolences to the families that might have lost their loved ones through the floods that have recently seen both provinces, Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Yes, Katie, the Commission have expressed concern of loss of life, of course, disruption of services and infrastructure in these two provinces. So hence we thought it is important that we have our team on the ground and monitor the situation.
Now, you make the argument that the displacement of these communities actually threatens their constitutional right, Aseza, including, of course, the right to life. How do you propose government then better deal with and also mitigate these disasters?
One suggestion, Katie, was saying that a right to life is a fundamental right. You can't enjoy any other right without enjoying that right, Katie. So what we are suggesting as the Commission moving forward to the duty bearers, government, any other person that might be responsible on the ground, that be maybe local municipalities and provincial government and national government. One, Katie was saying that there must be an early warnings to the communities, but those early warnings, Katie, it must not be just be sent on via the media, but it must be on the ground. It must be communicated to the language that the residents of these communities understand, Kevin. Two, I think one is the second one is the early evacuation of the communities. You must not wait until the floods are close by or taking place, and then you evacuate people. So that's other suggestion we're coming with, Kevin. So generally we are saying that there must be a proper planning. There must be proper planning in terms of dealing with the issue of floods. I think the minister was indicating that issue of climate change is something that we have to live with it. So we need a proper planning and proper budgeting so that we can able to adequately deal with the issues of that are faced with the climate change and facing our communities, in particular the poor communities and the vulnerable communities.
Absolutely, Aseza. I mean, are you happy with the current preparedness as well as response by the various governmental authorities and entities, or you feel more could still be done in order to better manage or plan for such occurrences, especially in high-risk areas?
Katie, what we are saying as a commission, we want to commend those people that have been on the ground for the work that have been done thus far. The commission is from, in fact, we've been on the ground. One of the commissioners has been in Limpopo and Toyandu monitoring the situation, but the commission will dispatch, as part of our mandate, of monitoring mandate, will be dispatching our staff members to be able to be on the ground to interact with the communities and also, of course, with the authorities, and so that the commission can able to formulate a report that we can able to recommend how best can we deal with the situation. So until we that monitoring kit, and then that's only when we can able to comment and with the recommendation of moving forward.
In closing, Asanda, now you also urge communities to adhere to the weather warnings. I mean, we often talk about, in fact, at length, about how the human mind is not only just driven most often by curiosity, but I mean, in situations like we've seen in Limpopo and Mpumalanga, in fact, as well as other parts of the country as well, people still want to personally confront the situation that they're not familiar with, like driving in flooded areas and bridges. We saw kids enjoying the moving streams right on their streets, communities putting themselves even at higher risk. What should then the responsibility of the community be in order to safeguard their life first?
We really appeal to the committees, the committee members, community leaders to be on the ground and assist and not take any chances in terms of dealing with the issue of the disaster that are currently taking place. We're saying that it's more important for us to save lives. So we are begging or appealing to any community not to try to take chances, even if you know the area. Respect what has been already been set out by the authorities or by the law enforcement. But we also want to appeal to government to make sure they identify hotspot areas, but all those hotspot areas must be demarcated so that people cannot just move around or do whatever they want to do in those areas. So there must be visibility, even of a law enforcement, to make sure that we're saving lives, so that we make sure that people don't just take chances and just move, and then it results in the loss of life.
We appreciate your time with us this afternoon. That is Aseza Gungubele, the Commissioner of the South African Human Rights Commission. They're weighing in on their concerns, of course, on the ongoing floods impacting Limpopo as well as Mpumalanga.